besides me being extremely gay for you,
Yeah.
um, you would be a good first person and probably reoccurring, let's not lie, person to bring on purely because of the amount of bullshit that we have mutually experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot think of a better place to start than South by Southwest.
I knew you were gonna bring
I
that
knew,
up.
I knew,
I
you
knew that
did.
was the first thing that you were going to. Is either that or Survive Man. You were gonna immediately
No,
jump
Survive
on.
Man. I don't even know how to start on that one.
That's a good point.
Like, I mean, where do you begin? South by Southwest.
Yeah, it's good times.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was mostly fun. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, of all the conventions we've been to, that's probably the only legitimately nice experience I
And we
had.
didn't pay for it.
Oh yeah.
That was that year we didn't pay.
I mean, fuck, so much happened. There was like the Alienware truck in the middle of the.
Yes, the amazing Alienware truck.
They replaced it with an Axe body spray one this year.
I mean, talk about an upgrade, am I right? When is Axe gonna start pumping out gaming PCs?
I thought that 2016 was the first year, but
I've never paid to go to South by.
yeah. Well, I mean, they started charging in 2017, and it got worse. How does that happen?
Yeah,
They had
right?
Game Grumps on that year, and they had
Yep.
Rooster Teeth, and they were
Yep.
both really good.
Didn't get to go to the Game Grumps panel because
It was booked to the point that the entire line was wrapped around the building.
yes, it's absolutely stuffed. And then we went out on the balcony and attempted to shoot Survive Man stuff.
Let's just get to that
Right,
later.
right outside of where the Game Grumps panel is taking place.
I don't want to talk about that.
I just, it's a little
I don't want to talk about Survive Man.
little tidbit of knowledge.
We can talk about Survive Man later. That night.
The last night.
Yeah, because they had the gaming
gaming
awards,
awards, yeah.
and there was like this really cool show of like this live arcade thing where people would play, and like there was like this DJ who was,
Yeah, that was fun.
God, I wish I knew his name. It was so cool. Like he was a
Okay.
DJ, but he was also like
Manipulating
he
the
acted
game.
as the boss of this game that people would come up and play live.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fucking wild. And then NSP played and Starbomb played, and it was really disappointing.
I mean, I had a good time, but apparently it was just
The
a
whole
very
crowd.
bad
The crowd was
performance.
I've never been in such a terrible crowd in my whole life. Not one person stood up. Everyone was just sitting with just complete neutral emotion while these guys did their absolute best. And the sound was completely fucked up. They played the whole thing in mono, and Danny's voice was way too quiet for the whole thing.
He was sick, right?
I think he was.
He
But
really died on the way home because
yeah.
he went on that plane and
I don't remember that part, but I remember watching that stream like online later, seeing that exact performance, and like half the comments were like, "Wow, this is not good."
yeah.
Some
tell.
fucking intern got fired for fucking up the sound really bad.
Being a bad AV guy.
Yeah, like the DJ dude at the front had to ask them multiple
turn it down?
times, like not to turn it down because like that was
that's what it was.
yeah,
They
because
kept
he
like messing with it, and he was like, "Stop!" He put it on he put on screen.
Yeah,
in the game.
yeah because
Stop
like
turning it down.
please stop a move, stop fucking with my
Sound
thing,
guys. I got it.
Do you remember while we were waiting on the line prior, and there were two eventful things that happened?
yes.
Which first?
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, because Jacksepticeye was hosting the awards that night,
Yes.
and oh my god, what an experience!
Comes in a back way.
Yeah, the back way, like clearly trying to avoid the crowd,
But has to get to the elevator.
and the elevator is like in the line of sight of the massive line of people waiting to get into the game awards.
Yeah.
And they're all like 18 or under, 90% and like a lot of them are girls.
Yes.
And
Well, we see him, and we're just
yeah,
like,
we see them first.
whoa,
Like we're one of
like-
the first people to see him. I look over and I'm like, is that fucking? I look at you.
yeah, we just go like, yo, what's up? And like,
What
give
the
him like a
fuck
little
is
like,
fucking Jacksepticeye.
you know.
And I wave at him. He's like, oh, hi.
like the little like, low effort wave where you just kind of put your hand up. You don't
Yeah.
like shake. You're just like, oh hey,
Yeah, and it was
And
this
he's like,
cool,
and then just
semi surreal experience
down the hall, You
Down
just
the
hear-
hall.
and then just a like
just hear, like,
15-year-old obese girl
Yeah.
just full sprint down the hall.
You just fucking hear this fucking girl running at the speed of sound goes for Jack. And I look back at him and his
Fear.
eye- yeah. I've never seen a human who like embodied the phrase deer in the headlights so much as Jack fucking Spadici in that
moment.
one moment.
And then that a whole bunch of other people followed.
Yeah, a bunch of other people also screamed and ran
and,
over.
lost their place in line.
Yeah, we all just looked at each other like, oh my god.
Poor guy. And then security came and
Yeah,
scolded
security
everyone.
had to escort him to the elevator.
And they put everyone back in line and then got on everyone. It's like, don't do that.
Yeah. Ugh. Security sucked that year.
Yeah. And then
Remember whenever they had to tell everyone that the Game Grumps panel was overflowed, and they were just like, "Look, we have plenty of other fun panels. I'm sure you'll enjoy.
like,
This one's full." I was like, "You don't understand. We're all 16. This is the whole reason we came here." Oh well. And then Aaron and Brian just walked out later with a box full of cupcakes and started handing it to the people in the front of the line.
And then security got onto them.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they walked through the line, people just clapped.
Yeah. I remember getting up out of line and like walking over and being like, "Yo, I want to say something." And then I ended up just like standing awkwardly, like staring at him for 2 minutes before security got on him and they walked away. And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Yeah. And then they let us in early because they said we were being good. But I think it was just because they finished setting up.
Yeah. I mean, all they saw was a bunch of kids. So, I mean, I couldn't help but feel a little demeaned whenever like the adults were like, "You've been good, so we'll let you in early." Which is a nice way of saying we don't want to babysit this line anymore.
Exactly.
Whatever. I mean, I'd feel the same way if I saw a girl scream and sprint towards an adult with green hair.
You would know exactly what kind of crowd you're looking over in that case.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't know before, I know now.
You would probably just assume the entire crowd was like that. So
yeah,
that's fair.
But yeah, that night, it was a good show. It was it was actually really entertaining. It was a lot of disappointment, a lot of Undertale.
A lot of Undertale.
A lot of Undertale. So we go out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was like this crowd of girls right in front of us. We were walking on like the side. It was 7th Street. 7th Street.
7th?
Yeah, it was 7th. Right across from 6th Street, for those who aren't local to Austin, 6th Street on a Saturday night is the last place on earth any human would want to be.
The street is actually like closed.
Yeah, they have to.
Because of how bumping it gets.
It's not the word I would use. It's like 6th Street is infamous because it's just like alcohol and just
bad decisions
all night and just poor judgment all night.
Yeah, and just homeless people.
Yeah, that too. So like it gets so crazy that like you can't see 5 feet in front of you because it's just the entire road is just flooded with people, and the police department has to actually shut down the road because it's just it gets so crazy every night.
It's not gonna.
From Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that road is closed, and Saturday is the worst.
Yep.
And we're walking on 7th Street on a Saturday night, leaving the Game Awards.
It's like 11 p.m.
And we're all too young to drive at the time. We're all just little boys, still in high school, I believe.
Well, yep. Well, little boys.
And we get to this crossing, and there's like this group of girls in front of us who were also from the Game Awards.
Yes. And
this fucking car drives in from. I know Braden's gonna cut me off.
I'm just seeing how you're gonna tell it. I think the group of girls was behind us, by the way.
No, they were in front of us. I vividly remember this.
I remember the car going right in front of me.
No, like the car went in front, but they were already in front. I don't fucking know. It happened so long ago. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that this car came in, this big black Cadillac drove in, like, it was clearly our right of way. All these pedestrians on the crosswalk and cops everywhere. And this fucking dude fucking quasi driftos into our line, nearly running a couple of us over.
Yes.
And the girls in front, funny people did a bad New York accent of like, "I'm walking here," and that was funny.
I don't remember hearing that. I think I was just, my senses were shut off by rage.
Yeah. Which would explain what happened next. Because a couple seconds of silence went by, I'd be thinking, haha, those girls are kind of funny. And then from behind me, in the corner of my ear, I hear Braden bellow out, "Man, your dick must be huge."
I remember saying it like pretty much as he was passing by, because I saw that his window was rolled down, and I was like, I'm going to say something to this guy. Because he just went right in front of us.
I can't believe you knew that the window was open and you still did this.
I wouldn't have said anything because he wouldn't have heard me. So and then I saw the window was down, and I was like, this is my opportunity. I'm just going to let him know
the car
that he's a really cool person.
In the middle of the fucking crossing.
Slammed on his brakes.
And as soon as it stops, the girls are gone. Like they are gone. And like I get a hip. I pick up on what's happening.
Feel the murder sentence.
Yeah, I fucking speed walking from and like we were with Adam and Ryan, probably bleep those names. And they also run, and I'm starting to fucking okay. And I look behind me once I'm off the crosswalk, and Braden's still just fucking walking.
Yeah, I mean, shows who's the alpha here. I just didn't.
There's a dude who
I
steps
did
out
not
of a
change
car.
my pace.
A dude who steps out of his car and looks like the fucking Webster Dictionary definition of thug. Walks towards you and is like, "What did you say?" And you don't even look behind you. You could have fucking died.
I didn't hear him.
He
just kept
gets
going.
out. I see it. I see death. I see him holding a fucking JoJo stance with kanji vibrating around him, spelling the words death
And
directly behind you.
I didn't budge.
And the only thing that saved your fucking life was that he looked to his right and he saw that there were cops within like a 10-foot radius of him.
I mean,
And he just walks back.
you clearly didn't have the stones to do it.
You're so stupid.
I think I just absolutely established myself as an alpha in that moment, and I'm proud
I
of it.
think you established yourself as a fucking moron with a death wish.
I was absolutely proud of that moment.
I
and
saw the girls run into a dark alleyway.
I feel bad for them
because they
were
would
just, like,
rather be in
scared.
a shady, homeless, fucking drug alleyway than with like a broken ATM and a broken ladder up to an apartment complex than in this man's line of sight. You did this. That was you.
But the guy didn't do anything.
When like all of us, we all ran to the opposite side, like the next crossing. We wanted as far away from that as possible. We looked back and Braden's still walking.
No, I'm totally okay with you telling this story every time because like I don't care. I absolutely just I gave this man my opinion and I kept going.
Just told him that he
I just
did.
let him knew that he was a really cool guy.
Yeah, like
for
very, very
nearly running us
gifted
over
downstairs.
Yeah, very endowed because he had his nice car and almost ran us over.
I went to it this year and it was so boring. There's nothing there.
I worked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the thing about it on 2016, I think it was just like the panels were more interesting and like all the
Mhm.
stuff on the floor was at least vaguely intriguing. But I went in there this year, just walked in, and like the most eventful thing that happened to me was some guy in his like mid-20s walked up to me while I was browsing. Was just like, "Hey, dude, you want some gamer goo?"
Did you take the man up on his offer?
I had to do a double take. I looked at him. I'm like, "You're gonna have to repeat that one."
Can I get that again, Chief? What was
It's like
that?
fucking face straight as a dick looks at me again and just like, "Do you want some gamer goo?" I'm just like, I heard you, but I really hope I misunderstood.
I would have said absolutely. You kidding me?
But apparently there's a lotion that you put on your hands that is supposed to combat sweaty, clammy hands from holding onto a controller
They
for too
call it
long, and they
gamer
called it
goo?
gamer goo. It's kind of genius.
I absolutely would have taken some gamer goo from that man.
Hey, I mean, it was kind of expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a shame.
it
Remember when
smelled nice.
that guy gave me the business card for his YouTube channel?
Oh my god!
I think I still have it, honestly. I'm pretty sure. I think I even remember the name, like Rage Stew.
Oh, don't publicly shout that guy out. He doesn't deserve it.
I mean, who knows if he's doing anything.
Remember how like the way that he pitched himself to you was he used to talk to H3H3 until you
That's
stopped
right.
talking.
And I didn't know who H3H3 was at the time. So I was like, who's that?
I think didn't I like save you by sweeping in and be like, I know H3.
Yeah, you like slid in because you like I was waiting for
I
you.
saw that you were having
you had, like,
you were
gone
having
to
a
the bathroom.
crisis.
I was like, this dude's talking
Yeah,
about
he
YouTube.
fucking swooped down on you after he saw you were alone because I had to use the restroom.
Yeah,
That was at PAX though. That was at PAX South.
that was.
Yeah, that was a PAX. That was like the only.
Oh.
That was the only interesting thing that happened at PAX South.
That's right. It was at PAX, and then I saw him again at South by Southwest.
Oh yeah, and we avoided him like the plague.
Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't he walking around in like a red bodysuit?
Yeah, he not at PAX, but at South by Southwest, he had like the morph suit on, and I
Ugh.
saw him handing out the
Good
same
Lord.
cards, and I was like,
Weren't you dressed up in the Survive Man outfit at the time too?
I might have.
Oh my god. Cons are. I hate that most cons are boring.
Yeah.
Like
Unless,
it was what?
unless there's like panels and stuff.
Even then, like the South by I went to on the busiest like Saturday where all the good shit is,
Mm.
and it was. I wish I saw the flyer so I could show you. It was all just like politics and Twitch streamers and esports, and that was it.
I bet you hadn't heard of any of those Twitch streamers.
Of course not. Well, not even. It was mostly esports. Like maybe one panel about Twitch, and it was like how young people are going to shape the media of the future, and it's like who the is that what I'm here for?
Wasn't there like a Sonic panel?
There was. God, I wish I had stayed for that because that seemed like the best part of the whole thing. I saw clips online later.
Let's go to a Sonic the Hedgehog panel.
Oh God, they were like displaying pictures of the characters online and people on the big projector, and people were fucking screaming. You could hear it from across the building on a different floor.
That'd be such a mix of people who were genuinely excited,
Yeah,
and
and
then
people who were in it
just-
for the meme.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to.
I
Tell.
feel bad because like that building, it wasn't just a gaming expo this year. It was like shared with regular South by content.
Oh.
So there was like musicians playing on like the third and fourth floor, and I remember walking around on like the third floor and seeing like bands play and like hardly anyone being there, which is already sad enough. But I could hear the Sonic fans screaming from inside the building.
That's fantastic.
I can't imagine being the guy who has to play up there and like can hear through his in-ear monitors of this band that he's worked for the last 10 years on and got this gig at South by. Nobody shows up, and you can hear the fucking Sonic panel.
You just hear the autistic screeching from the Sonic panel.